My name is Seth K Bani, and today I'm going to show you how to design this.
Alright guys, so now before we even start with today's tutorial, I just want to say thank you guys for patronizing my products. I placed a little ad on my YouTube channel community asking you guys that if you're interested in purchasing any of my PSD files or all of my PSD files on my channel that I've created so far, and that I'm yet to even create the whole of this year, every PSD file that I've ever created and will create for 1 year period from today to the 31st of December, you're going to have exclusive access to them all. And I left the price in the description. And so guys, if you're interested, just DM me and then let's do this. Go to my community, look for the flyer, or you can even send me a comment. I'll get back to you and then we can move on from there. So let's step straight into today's tutorial. And then so let's go to Photoshop and then create new. Now this is a thumbnail, and so I believe this is going to be a YouTube thumbnail. I did this because of the comment I had in the description. A gentleman wanted me to do the thumbnails that I have, and so it's going to be a YouTube, hope I spelled it correctly. Okay, but here's the catch. YouTube thumbnail has a specific dimension, which is 1920 for the width and then 1080 for the height. And so I don't know the thumbnail that you're going to use, but just say this for YouTube. This is the dimension that you're going to use. Alright, the resolution, you can set it to any amount between 72 and then 300. I'll use the minimum, which is 72. I'll keep your pixels per inch, RGB, color, 8-bit, keep your white, and then click on create. Also, I'd like to get my guard layout and then set it perhaps here. Doesn't really matter, okay, but 2 here, the 1 each, doesn't really matter. I just want the middle, that is what I really want. And then let's start with today's tutorial. I'm going to start with the background, and so with the background I'll first push this one here and then I'll drag it over there, and then I would enlarge it clicking on Alt and then Shift, and then I will enlarge it like that. Alright, I also like to drag it up a little bit so that you can see the sky a little bit more. Everything looks quite good. So something like this is quite great, but then we cannot really fill the background because the background has to be a little bit dim for what is in front of it to stand out. Okay, so we need to give some color grading and make it more deeper and darker so that the attention will be given to the flyer that we are going to put on it. Let's go here and then let's go for a gradient map. Okay, I'm going to use 2 gradient maps. The first one is, let's double click here and then let's use 00000, which is color black. Then click on OK. Then somewhere here you click there again, double click it, and then 54331 something like this is also quite great. And then let's come here, double click here again, and then let's use C08D4E. Then we click on OK, and then we click on OK. Now I know you're wondering what kind of color is this, right? But then let's give it a blending mode. Let's give it soft line, just like that. It just deepens the color a little bit. This is what we are looking for. Let's go for another gradient map again. Let's click here and then let's double click here, and then let's use 2A1C58, something like this. And then let's come here and let's double click here, and then let's use let's say F47B20. Alright, so this color grading is also quite good. Let's give it nicely. Let's go to the blending mode. Let's set it to overlay here, and all of a sudden we've achieved the darker background that we want. It's quite deeper, bolder, darker, and this is great. This is quite great. Let's put everything in a group and let's call it color grade. I think we should give it one more color grading. Let's give it a curve, and then with the curve let's just drag here this way to make it more brighter. Let's drag here this way to make it more deeper. Shouldn't go too much, but I think this is good. I think this is great. You might not like it, but I think this is quite good for me, right? Alright, so let's close it and then let's give it something around here. The platform, that we are going to be using to put our flyer on. And so now we can put all these in one group now and call it BG. Absolutely. So guys, we're done with the background. Now let's start with our flyer. Okay, and then let's just assume this is the flyer. So let's go here, let's pick this. Let's assume this is our flyer. When you drag it in there, now remember the flyer that I normally use is a square sized flyer for social media handles. And so let's just say this is it. Okay, now we'd like to resize it a little bit. I like to hold Alt and Shift to do this, just to keep it into perspective, and maybe somewhere around here is quite great. Now once you do that, I want us to call it let's just say flyer edit. Then let's duplicate it. Remember, it is a smart object. If it's not a smart object, right click it and convert it to smart object before you even duplicate it. Now once you duplicate it, the one down here, let's call it reflection, and then Control T and then right click it and then flip vertical and then drag it down like that. Now resize it or zoom out and then drag it in a little bit more. That is it. And then Control 0. Now what we are going to do now is to give it a mask. All right, and then let's pick our brush and then let's make sure caps lock is off. And then let's go here, pick a soft round brush with the hardness 0 and then the opacity and the flow 100. Here set here to color black, and then let's reduce the size a little bit, and then let's clean here. Okay, now let's reduce here a little bit more. Great. If possible, Control T. Let's zoom out. Let's drag it here more so that it doesn't look too. Alright, so now this is it, right? And then what else? Let's make it more dimmer. And so over here, let's give it an exposure and let's clip it to it. And let's drag it here a little bit. You can see it's showing over there. Okay. So let's give it something like this, just to give it a different feel from this particular one. And then you can put these two in a folder, a group, and let's call it flyer BG. Great. Let's now let's see, we are done with this. Let's now bring this. Now remember, I left this in the description for you. Double click it and then open it in Photoshop. Now there is a phone mockup that I have created in there. I want you to pick. Okay, we cannot start this, we cannot create this from the scratch. And so what I want to do is just click here, drag it all the way into it like that. Control T, zoom out, and then resize it. Remember to hold Shift and Alt. If you are new to Photoshop, you might not know this, so Shift and Alt, and then just drag it in there like that. Control 0 again. Now let's see. I feel like it's in perspective now. Let's move it somewhere here. I also created a shadow already, so I don't need to create it from the scratch. We just need to save time a little bit. I think these are the stuff that you can do yourself because you've watched other videos of mine. Alright, now let's say this is quite great. This is quite great. Maybe perhaps let's increase it a little bit more and bring it somewhere here. Great. Let's push it up and then let's bring it somewhere here. Awesome. Now you can see my tag over there. Open it, go here, you will see background, delete it. You would also see Seth K Bani. You can delete it if you like, and then that is it. Now we are done with it. Let's work over here with this particular one. I want you to duplicate this again. Now the one underneath it, I want you to right click here and look for red. So now this is what we are going to be working with. Okay, great. Now this particular one, I want you to drag it all the way here, over here, or replace. You can see replace over here. Zoom in and then click over here and then drag it here. Let's name it phone. Okay, Now I also want you to reduce the opacity of it a little bit so that we can see what we are doing. Then Control T, and then I want you to click on Distort. Drag here all the way here, and drag here all the way here. Drag here all the way here, and drag here all the way here. Now let's zoom in again so that we can be very particular about our editing over here. Drag here all the way there to the point there. Drag this one all the way here to the point here as well, and then drag this one all the way here as well. Drag this one all the way here as well. I think we did a very good job. All right, now let's increase the opacity all the way to 100, and then let's see, Control 0. Guys, I think we've done pretty well. I want you to click over here. You can see replace over here. Hold Control and click over here on the thumbnail. You're going to see some selection over here. Great. Now I want you to make sure the phone here is selected. Kindly click on it to make sure it's selected, and come and click on your mask over here. All of a sudden it's going to cut it out nicely for you, and then now you can delete the replace. Sweet. So now we have something like this in there nicely, and that is all you got to do, guys. That's all you got to do. You can now close it and close it and close it. There's more you can do to this design. You can change over here. You can change these stuff over here. You can also work on your name over here. Put your own personal name over here. Example, let me just do one for you. I don't want us to spend too much time on this particular video, and so let's go to design, and then over here, where are you? Design over here. Double click here. When you double click here, you can see everything over here. And so let's say profile. So you can see, you can open it. You can open profile here, your name. You can type Seth K Bani. All right, and then even this one, let's see, which one is it? All right, so this one, you can go here and pick this, drag it in there like that. And then clip it to it. Let's zoom, and then let's do this. Alright, so something like this, and then Control S to save it, cancel it, and then you can see it over there, right? Seth K Bani here, and then also the picture over here. So you can do all those editing over here as well. Each and every single one of them, you can do them over here. But then I'll just allow you to, you know, work on it and then do your own stuff. Alright, so now let's go straight into this tutorial. Now you can see that we are done with everything. Now anytime you want to change it, all you got to do is just double click here, come and pick any of your flyers, drag it in there, resize it to fit it, and then just keep it in the middle of the whole thing. All right, let's drag it here more. Control S, it's not going to work, so right click here, go to flatten image. Now Control S is going to save it, and once you close it, you're going to realize that it saved it over here nicely, and it also saved it over here nicely as well. And so guys, if you love this video, please don't forget to hit the bell icon and subscribe to this channel as well. I love you all, guys. See you in the next tutorial. Peace.